December 20th, 2012, 9:30 a.m. Subject 3's brain activity is changing still. Frontal lobe activity is seeming to fizzle out and stop. I fear for the long-term effects this could have on his personality and mental state. He's non-responsive, moving about his daily tasks automatically and mechanically. Additionally, Dr. Kane's symptoms are developing way faster than expected. It is my recommendation that we terminate this experiment effective immediately, or at the very least, dial Subject 3's dosage back to the original amount. I'm going to consult Dr. Kane, even though she's technically out of these decisions, and I'm also going to contact Invapex.
I have an intense throbbing at the front of my head constantly. My vision just blurs randomly, and I get this awful feeling around Subject 3. I've noticed, as has Dr. Solomon, that he's just stopped responding to human interaction. It feels as if his movements are rehearsed. I'm uncomfortable continuing Subject 3's dosage, but I believe it must be done.
December 21st, 2012, 9 a.m. Dr. Kane advised me to hold out a little longer with this experiment, but I wouldn't have listened to her if it wasn't for Invapex. They contacted me last night and instructed us to continue with this experiment. They've been watching the logs uploaded so far and are very interested in the final results. They want this study to last until the 30-day mark, and by then, if I still wish to terminate, they will allow it. I'm not in favor of this decision, but it's not within my power to act otherwise. Subject 3's mental state seems to be deteriorating still. I don't know how long this can go on before permanent damage is reached, if it hasn't been already.
I can't sleep. There are bugs crawling all over my skin. I keep seeing pictures in my head, and they change them. They won't stop hurting me. I can't sleep. They are hurting me. I can feel them muffling me, pushing me back. I don't know how much longer I can hold them off. I don't think anybody in this facility is safe. December 22nd, 2012, 9 a.m. I woke up this morning covered in scratches. I'm assuming they're self-inflicted. I don't really remember any of my dreams last night, but I am exhausted. After I checked my previous upload, I realized I had already posted twice today. I have no recollection of filming either of those posts, nor of the content featured inside of them. I'm concerned for my safety, and at this point I believe that we should terminate this experiment.
December 22nd, 2012, 2 a.m. Tonight is by far the worst of the experiment. Something happened to Subject 3 that I cannot explain, or to Subject 3. I really don't know. At 1:46 a.m., his brain scans showed the highest increase in amygdala operation I've ever seen. The whole thing was lit up, not one bit non-active. It started in the center and moved out until it was completely active, and then it just stopped. Shut off, flick, like a light switch. If I hadn't been restless and awake to witness it, I wouldn't have believed the recordings. After the amygdala seemingly shut off, other parts of the brain started to do the same, one by one, like light switches. I'm confounded and honestly scared to open Subject 3's door today, because the only part of his brain that seems to be active is the brainstem, minus his amygdala. I cannot see into his room, as the camera shut off about the same time as his brain. I'm hoping that this is just a malfunction with the data collector and camera, but this sort of coincidence isn't likely. 2:10 a.m. Subject 3 is completely unresponsive, but seemingly still alive. He just can't move or regain consciousness. I really don't know how to explain this phenomenon. I fear he's gone brain dead randomly in the night, but even that doesn't make sense, as brain death should stop all other bodily functions without proper life support, but he's still breathing with a heartbeat. Entering his room, I felt a wave of nausea and a splitting migraine ensued, which was very concerning, but maybe this was just my horror at what I know I've caused. I have yet to check on Kane, and I have contacted Invapex demanding immediate termination. 2:30 a.m. Invapex refuses to let me terminate, and I find this absolutely thoughtless. A man has died, I think, and they still want us to continue dosing subjects 1 and 4. Their reasoning is that in a few days, the prazosin dorzovital combination Subject 1 is taking will have worked long enough to warrant mass synthesis of the drug. This is irresponsible and unethical, and although I know Invapex is watching my logs, I have to state this yet again. there was something wrong with this experiment. Dr. Kane is experiencing blackouts and loss of consciousness, and I have to wonder how long it will be before something terrible happens to her as well. 3 a.m. Subject 3 is awake. He was down and unresponsive for around 40 minutes. He's moving and consuming food, but like before, his movements are mechanical. He still feels lifeless. Whatever's going on with him, at least he's not brain dead, but the scans still show a lack of activity everywhere with the brainstem. I don't know what this means. It doesn't make sense. He's awake and moving and responding in short sentences, just enough to get his point across. This is actually more responses than I was getting yesterday. He'd stopped talking for a while. Maybe this is the worst Ozobital can do. Maybe we can make it to the 30-day mark and it'll all be over soon. Subject 3 is up and about today. No change in behavior, just the same mechanical way of life he seems to have permanently adopted. As for Dr. Subject 4, she seems very shaken up, but there's not much I can do about it.
It's right at the surface. I don't think I can stop it again. We've done something wrong. This is all wrong, and it's all my fault. Sleep is a mistake, but I can't resist its pull. I'm sorry, Liza. Please forgive me.
December 25th, 2012, 10 p.m. I am seriously concerned for everyone's safety here. Lights are flickering and monitors are malfunctioning, and Subject 3 and 4 are acting aggressively. They threw hard objects at me and Subject 1 randomly and without restraint, and they seemed to want to do us harm. When they attempted to harm Subject 1 with their own physicality, I stepped in and pushed them away, ordering them to go to their rooms. I've permanently locked them in. This will have to do until the day 30 mark.